Okay, so I'm going to be talking to my friend Ashley, and yeah. So what we talked about is going to stay between just you and me.
Okay.
I am going to use it for my class, but then that's as far as it goes.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to do my best to meet you where you are emotionally and mentally, and just, I'm not going to judge anything.
Okay.
So yeah, is there anything that you want to talk about in particular, or?
I didn't have anything in
Okay.
mind.
Well, sometimes, there's just something that
Right.
is on your mind. You've had a lot of big changes in your life recently with the new baby and the new house. How is all of that going?
It's going well. It's going better than the last time. The last time we had a baby was very difficult, and I think that last time, because it wasn't, new, it was totally new,
Yeah.
first baby, you feel totally unsure. Everything that you do feels wrong because you've never done it before.
Right.
And you have to do it. No matter what, you have to do it. So, but you're also very unsure of yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's kind of difficult. But like I said, I think this time has been a lot easier. I think always with postpartum, it kind of comes with your emotional ups and downs, because you're still kind of recovering, your hormones are recovering, and getting back to they're getting rebalanced and everything, because you just had a big hormone dump, and then
Yeah.
you have to build those kind of back up a little bit. And so yeah, but I think I don't have any I'm not fearful or thinking that I'm doing everything wrong this time like I did last time. It's really nice, and it is still, you still have that. I think for me lately, the biggest thing that I've been doing is kind of dealing with the not wanting to leave my newborn, and I think that's hard for some people to understand, and it kind of makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, I don't want to leave him anywhere with anybody else. I just want him to be with me, because I just feel like he's really little.
Yeah, did you have any issues with that with Lydia? Or?
Yeah, I didn't want to leave. I did not bring a nursing cover.
Do you want? Oh, I only have this pink top on. I'm sorry.
Okay. He doesn't care. He's just under my shirt. There we go. So yeah, I did. I had a lot of I did not want her with anybody else but me. It was this really strong, intense feeling. I don't want anyone to hold her. I don't want anybody else to have her. Any time away from her was too much time away from her, whether it was 10 minutes. So this time I'm not like that. Luckily, I'm not in this crazy person phase of, but
That's good that you feel better about it.
I do. I feel better about it. But I think I'm wondering if I'll always be this way with my newborns. A little bit possessive of my children until they're older. Or just at all. I think I'm just really
good.
Yeah, it is,
because you want to know that they're safe, and it's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny because when I think about even Lydia Jane, I couldn't leave her at my dad's house, and she's almost two now, And my dad, I had just dropped her off for a couple of hours at my dad's, and I was worried sick the whole time. As if, and it's not about my dad. My dad is a fully capable human being. He's raised two children and has, children all around him all the time, because his girlfriend has many grandchildren. So he's he's well versed in childcare, you know, and what to do. And by the time I got back, she was totally fine. Of course,
good.
you know, and she was so happy, and she'd been bathed and fed and dressed in clean clothes and played with and you know, hugged and read to and everything. But I still have this like immense fear of, I don't know what it is. It's just, it's not really a fear. It's just like a hesitancy to let my children alone with other people. I don't know what it is. It's very strange. So I think that it kind of, I try to not, you know, I try to, I guess, how do I say it? Like, I try to stay consistent with how I'm feeling and try to do things consistent with how I feel without offending people, you know, like family members and stuff. But I think that family members get offended because
Why do you
don't
think they would get offended?
Well, because they're thinking that I'm thinking, you know, that I don't want my newborn with them because I don't trust them.
Right.
And that's not the case. It's just that I guess I don't see a reason to leave my kids with other people. Does that make sense? Like, it just doesn't, I'm like, why can't she come with me? Why can't she come with me? She's mine. You know, like, why can't he come with me? I can handle my own child, you know, like, and I think also, like, I have this idea also that, like, you know, I'm like, well, that's what I signed up for. Like, I'm a mother, you know, like, I want to be the mother all the time. Like, you don't need to grow any closer to my children. I need to grow closer to my children, you know, like, and I don't know, I feel like that's kind of a selfish perspective, I'll be honest.
Why do you think that's selfish?
Because, you know, like, they're allowed to have relationships with other people.
Right.
And it's okay and healthy. Like, I mean, I loved my grandparents, and I still probably talk to my grandparents more on a weekly basis than I do my dad. My mom and I talk daily, but my dad, you know, my grandparents and I talk probably twice a week, and whereas I'll call my dad every couple weeks, you know, and it's not, I don't love my dad less than my grandparents. We just have a different relationship, you know, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's healthy. That's okay.
Yeah,
and there are some people you hear about, people talking about people that they're close to in their family that aren't necessarily their mother and father or their sister or their brother. It's like their cousin or their aunt or uncle. And so, like, I think that's healthy, but I think, you know, for some reason I, like, have this, like, possessiveness over my kids, and I'm like, no, they should have the best relationship with me because they're mine.
I understand that. It is a hard thing to put into words, though. I don't know how to. I can't do it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. So, and I think I try to be balanced and go, okay, if it were my niece or nephew or my grandson or granddaughter, what would I feel like if my kids?
Oh, that's a really good,
you know what I'm saying?
way to think about it.
Yeah, I try to
Like
think
that.
about it like that, you know, and I'm like, okay, you can go with Grandma to the library, even though I want you to go with me, you know, like, you know, so I try to be balanced about it, but.
And then, do you think you feel like you spend enough time with your kids now that you're in your own separate building, or
yes,
does that feel better?
It feels so much better because, you know, the first year of motherhood, like I said, was kind of, it was just hard because I was very unsure of myself, and I think sharing a home with the Burnells was even harder because they're not unsure of what to do with children.
Right.
They're very good at children.
Yes,
like, they already know how to do that. Everybody does. Even Isabella, you know, like, knows that. You know, it's like,
yes.
And I, like, think that, like, you know, seeing that, like, my insecurities, and then, like, seeing how self-assured they were with children, really, they didn't mean to do this, but it really hurts because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. Like, I should just give up. They should just adopt my child, like, oh my
you
gosh.
shouldn't feel
But
like
no,
that.
and I don't anymore.
That's good.
Now I feel I'm like very confident with but it also helps that we're in our own home, and I'm learning to be John Cole's mother in a way that I never learned how to be, like, I never learned how to independently be Lydia's mother.
Right.
Independently. Like, I had all this help from the get-go, and most people are like, oh, you're so blessed, and I'm like, yeah, blessed. But I didn't really, at the time, didn't really feel blessed. I kind of felt imposed upon, and it wasn't anybody else's decision for us to live there. It was really ultimately Cole's decision, but it was our decision to live there, but I didn't realize until we got there how I would feel. And I was like, oh no, I don't know if this was a good thing or not
Too much.
for me, and it wasn't anybody trying to do anything. It was just purely my own insecurities. Like I said, it does not feel like that anymore.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but and I'm thankful this time around for being able to, learn how to be a mother all by myself. Like learning how to interact with my kids without help from anybody.
Right.
It's kind of nice. So
That's really, really good.
yeah.
Let's see, what else has been happening?
So we did move into the house.
How's
And
that been going?
It's very cool. Again, it comes with its challenges because you're learning how to live in a new environment.
Right.
But the challenges are like nothing compared to the benefits. It's so awesome. Like, we have time for each other because we're not building, and we have flexibility as far as like our plans are more flexible now, and
Right.
our days are more flexible.
How does that make your plans more flexible?
Well, I think it's mainly because of not building. Like, he's not going to work and then coming home.
Like, your time is freed up.
Yeah, and then coming home and building, and then he's not like today was probably one of the first Saturdays in a long time where we were just able to go, well, what do you have to do today? Nothing. What do you have to do? Nothing. Okay, let's just go out and spend time together. It was really cool. Because for the last year and a half, we haven't really done that. So it's been nice to be able to like actually see my husband in a setting other than after dinner in bed,
Right.
or like
Yes.
at church on Sunday morning, and then we're rushing home,
Yeah.
So it's been really, really awesome.
So, have you guys been spending, do you feel like you've been spending enough time, or are you having to get reacquainted?
Yeah, we really kind of did. We had to it was like, you're kind of going on a hamster wheel there for a while, and then just like running next to each other and like kind of like nodding and talking, like, okay, you're doing okay? Okay, you're doing okay. And then we finally got off the hamster wheels, and now we're like actually able to sit down and connect and get to know each other again, and be there for each other, because I think for the last year and a half it really felt like we were just existing with each other, and it didn't. Luckily, we had a lot of grace for each other in that, there were rarely ever, complaints or any blaming going on, like, oh, you're not spending enough time with me, and oh, we're not getting it. Like, we just knew that it was what it was, and it would end soon, and we'd be able to connect. So luckily,
You got the baby.
We
had
did.
time to connect.
We had time. So yes, but yeah. So I think that was good, because I think a lot of people, it really takes kind of like, just strength and inner mind to be able to go, okay, it's not him ignoring me, or it's not her, not not making time for me. It's just that we're busy and we just have to power through this and get it done so that we can be a family again, you know. And so I think it was hard on us, but we learned how to make it work and still make each other feel appreciated and wanted, even in the midst of all the chaos.
Right,
so that was
really
good.
great.
It helped us learn how to do that, you know.
That's something that I'm not sure I would have the patience to do.
It's very hard.
I am very impressed with that.
There was an afternoon, actually, he had come home, and this was like, I think last summer. He had come home and I saw him pull up, and we were all just on the porch talking, and I thought he would like maybe just come up and say hello and then go do whatever he needed to do. But instead, he just got out of his car and started working on his brakes. So I kept looking over, and I'm like, I couldn't see what he was doing. I just knew that he had pulled up. So I kept looking over, like, expecting him to like come up the stairs, or maybe like I would see what he was doing, you know. And he didn't. And it was like 30, 45 minutes had passed. And finally, I was like, I could feel like the anger welling up in my soul, you know, I'm like so angry. And I'm like, why am I so angry about this? Like, that he's not coming up here, you know? So finally I went down there and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why haven't you come up here yet to say anything to us? And he's like, I was changing the brakes on my car. And I'm like, well, that's really dumb and selfish, you know. I'm like so angry, and I was like, why am I so angry about this? And he couldn't understand either. And I was like, and then I just like, you know, he kept asking me like, why are you so mad? I'm like, I don't know, because you just don't care, you just don't come up and you just don't say anything to us. And he was like looking at me like, okay, crazy person, like I was just changing the brakes on my car. And then finally I just started crying, and I'm like, it just feels like I'm always waiting, like you're always at work. I'm waiting for you to come home from work, or I'm waiting for you to finish the house, or I'm waiting for you to, you know, whatever, get done with whatever it is you're doing outside of the home. And I was like, I just need you to come and connect with us for a minute, and then you can go back to whatever you were doing. And I was like, it's essential in this time in, you know, of our lives where we're never connecting, we're never on the same page. So after that, like, it went so smoothly because we kind of identified like those little connections, just those little, hey, how are you? How was your day? I love you. I have to change the brakes. That matters. You know, it does.
So do you feel like there's a lot less waiting now?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're like, you know, we're always on the same page, which is essential, I think, in a marriage, you know.
Same page.
Yay!
Let's see. So, do you guys, I know you guys would leave Lydia at his parents' house like a lot when we would all just go out. Is that because like, I know sometimes when we go bowling or something like that, it's loud and it's just kind of obnoxious.
Yeah.
But is that something that maybe, I don't know, if that has to do with the being scared of leaving the kids alone with somebody, or?
No, that's mostly because, like, if we were ever going to be out late or anything, I just prefer Lydia to be in bed.
Right.
And since we lived in the house, it was okay. It felt better for me because I was like, oh, she's in her house, essentially.
Right.
Like,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she's not going to be waiting for us to get done with whatever we're doing and falling apart and being tired and cranky and making us go home. You know, like, she is a child who just needs so much sleep. She sleeps. We put her to bed at 7:30 last night. She woke up at 7:45 this morning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Like,
Go spurt.
and she will, oh man, no, this has been her from the beginning. Like,
really?
She will sleep for 12 hours and take an hour nap during the day.
Oh wow.
It's crazy. Or like, you know, when she was really young, she would sleep for 12 hours and then she would take like 2 hour-and-a-half naps. So she's actually gotten less sleepy, as time has gone on. But I'm like, geez, kid, like I never slept that much when I was that little. But I recognize that in her very early, that like if she didn't get a nap, it was over, man. She was like cranky. I'm kind of worried today because she hasn't had a nap, and we're gonna go to my dad's and eat dinner later, and he wants us to come over at 6, and I'm like, we're gonna have to leave at 8. I'm like, that's even kind of late for her to be leaving and going home,
right.
So, but we will have to. But yeah, I was okay with that. Like I said, like I kind of got used to, like leaving her at least somewhere that she knows and is familiar with. Like, since we lived there, it was easier for me to go, okay, well, she can stay here with you guys because she can just be in her own bed and,
Right, okay, so that made it a lot easier.
Yes, oh yeah, because it's not like we have to drop her off anywhere.
Right.
She's just, we're the only ones leaving, really.
Yeah.
She goes to sleep at 7:30, so.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah, 7:30 or, like, lately 8, but.
Was she okay the other night? We were out kind of late. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah, she's okay. She was fine. We did get home kind of late, but she was all right. She was all good. That's great.
Okay, so is there anything, you mentioned the postpartum emotions, is there, like, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good now. I'm feeling better. I still have my days where I'm like, oh, I'm a loser, and I don't know, but I think it's gotten easier,
That's good.
Yeah, so, but, I recognize, especially in, I don't know what it is, maybe it's because you have more time, or privacy, or, I don't really know, but, like, because I had a, regular, like, normal birth and everything like that, like, you have, like, kind of a crazy emotional, like, hormone dump. Like, you get all these good hormones when you give birth, and then they kind of go away after, like, the 4th or 5th day, and then you're kind of left rebuilding them. I'm sorry.
That's alright.
Alright, it's okay. It's okay. And so, do you want
I have one in my pocket, actually.
Oh, good. And so, yeah, I think they've started to level out, but like I said, I kind of still have my days where I'm like, little baby blues, but not near as bad as last time.
That's good.
Yeah. So, it's helpful.
So, is there anything else you want to talk about, or anything that's going on?
It's okay. Not really. I can't think of anything really. That's my life.
That's a fun life.
It is a beautiful life.
Going for you.
We have a lot going on right now. It's true. It's very exciting.
Well then, I guess that's our session.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, if you do feel sad or anything, just let me know. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.